Namaste, I'm Shivaswati and I am a psychologist and a past life regression therapist with spirit releasement, theta healing, NLP master practitioner, Reiki grandmaster, and applied behavior analyst. So, I have realized that you require past life regression in situations where psychological counseling cannot help you anymore. You can go for a psychological counseling session initially, and there are several good counselors even in hospitals, psychologists who are helping out, and they really help you out. There's they listen to you, you can vent out, you can everyday problems you can solve there. But if the problems are too deep and you have too much anxiety or too much depression and it is not going with any other treatment, then past life regression is a very good option. 98% people benefit from past life regression. Only people with bipolar depression do not benefit, or mental retardation. Otherwise, if your brain is normal, then it is not autistic or it is not Asperger's or dyslexic. So if your brain is normal, you will benefit from past life regression. And it helps to remove anxiety a lot. It helps to remove depression a lot. It makes you happy again. It gives you a lot of positivity and optimism in your life. It teaches you concentration and meditation. So your concentration improves in one session, your meditation ability improves, and you see life from a different perspective which you never thought of before. So as some people do ask that is it imagination, which is normal to ask for everyone, because there is no physical proof that it exists. But if you have been a celebrity, you will find on Google that the same life, if you search the details, you find that life on Google. Several of my clients have found their lives on Google. And if you have not been a celebrity, then through your feelings you can understand that you have gone through that lifetime, and those feelings are still there in your present life. And in the session, if you are like too much in trauma, and while in the session you are like feeling helpless, in tears, and that I want to get out of this cave which I am in, or I had a client and she felt as if she was trapped somewhere, and she said, help me get out. I'm not visible to God, I'm not visible, there is no support. And she was crying in the session, and I told her that come back to the present life, and I pulled her out of that. It took around 15 minutes to pull her out. And after that, suddenly all her anxiety was gone after that session. So the anxiety, and when she came, she was like, I have anxiety from everywhere. No relationship is working. I don't know what to do. From my childhood, there has been anxiety. My parents did not support me. My lovers did not support me. And she came with a lot of anxiety. And in that one session, the anxiety was almost gone. In the second after the one session, I do healing. So it takes around 15 hours healing. After the 3 to 5 hour session, it takes 15 hours more healing, especially in severe cases. And then she came for another session because she took a 2 sessions package, and that session was light and everything got cleared up. So even though she realized that the person she thought who was her twin flame, and she was a Hindu and he was a Muslim, and they could not get married because he wasn't ready. But she said, I'm still positive even if that is not happening, and I'm looking forward to living my life even though love is not there. So, you sort of reconcile. And that she said, I might get married to someone else, though I still love him, but I might get married to someone else. So that reconciliation happens without the tears and the anxiety. And when she came, she could not decide whether he was a twin flame or whether there were other lovers and what to do. But now she saw that he was a twin flame, and she saw it could not work out in this lifetime. So she went to the Akashic records and saw that also. And then she was fine. She said, okay, love is there, but if it cannot be materialized, then it's fine. So that kind of calmness which comes, you can only see it after a past life session. You cannot even fathom it at a regular level that such calmness can come in a person. But it comes in past life sessions. They completely become free of anxiety. And 98% people respond very well. They should have some faith. If you come with a lot of doubt, it is a problem. And 99% people, after 1 or 2 weeks, they are all right. They respond well. There's just one person which is bipolar depression. That is a problem. Bipolar depression doubts too much. So they don't really respond well to past life therapy. Otherwise, all the remaining mood disorders, all of them respond well and they get out of the anxiety. After that, of course, you have to maintain your internal dominant focus to positive, and you learn techniques in your past life sessions, how to maintain your inner self to positive and what choices to make, what can backfire, how to be careful, how to shield yourself. But you have to keep doing it, especially if your soul is on the path of salvation. Tests will keep coming, and you have to do the meditation which is prescribed in the session. But it helps a lot in removing conflicts from mind, relationship anxieties, and concentration problems which cannot be addressed by rational counseling and which do not have visible answers are addressed by past life therapy. And that is why the healing is very, very deep. It takes a lot of effort, and it is, of course, it is life risking also for the therapist, because we are dealing with spirit releasement, soul healing. And when your spirit is pulled out of a negative place, there are your enemies there whom you have harmed, and there was a girl, and she was a very, very, very simple girl, and she had a lot of problems in her house, and as if she was burning all the time. And then she saw in the first lifetime, she saw that she was in a terrorist attack and they had got bombed. So when we healed that life, after that life, she got a lot of peacefulness, and suddenly the people in the house shouting did not matter to her anymore, because she realized that death was completed. It was an incomplete death, and she realized that it is no longer that life, and she became peaceful. In the second session, she saw that she had burnt a lot of animals, and she released. Then she changed her choices in the rescripting, and she told the king that I cannot burn animals. She had a lot of guilt because of that. She lost her children in every life after that. So 5 lives. And then she had a lot of guilt, and then she said, I will not burn the animals. And she left her job. And she saw herself unemployed. Then she started feeding the animals and working with the animals and helping them. And she asked forgiveness from all the animals who had burnt. And then we release the spirits of all those animals and send them to good places where they can be reborn again as animals or humans. And then she rescripted that she will not do it again. And then she found relief. And then she was positive about her present life, because the animals forgave her, because they were sent to light, they were sent to heaven. So the animals forgave her, and then they were sent to their rebirth. And she saw herself that given the same situation, she lived that life again, and she saw that she refused the king. And the queen, the king's wife, was her mother, and mother was always angry with her. It was because she had refused. She said that in that life also I had felt guilty, and after the death of animals I had left the job, and she was angry. But at this time she left the job before she killed the animals, and the mother forgave her. She said I cannot do it, and the mother also forgave her. So in the present life, what this transferred into was that she was being forced to get married to someone who was very docile, and and his mother was very dominating, and this girl was a strong person. So it was very likely a divorce in the future, and that means killing the animal. And she said, no, I will not kill the animal. So she decided not to get married to that person. Totally firmly she told her mother, and she said, I will get married to the person whom I love. And she went to a job, and she started working, and so she saved her life. She saved the life of the other person whom she did not love, and she was firm with her mother that I believe in my conscience and in my values. And there was so much anxiety, you can't imagine how much anxiety she came with. And then when she went, she was so calm and so peaceful. So it was such a relief to see her peaceful. That is why I do remote healing, because I get so worried seeing so much anxiety. And then I do remote healing after sessions. So after first session, a lot of remote healing happens, like 15 to 25 hours. Like it happens first day, then second day. And so normally I get 2 or 3 sessions a week, and I have to pray for sessions, like meditate that I'm free now, and you can send sessions. Otherwise, if there are spirits in trauma around me, I don't get sessions. So when the trauma is gone and the spirit feels relaxed, then I start meditating for the next session. So these days I need around 15 hours of healing with each client. So I ask for 3 sessions, like take 2 or 3 sessions at least, because one session mein to it doesn't work. And then if I still insist on working in one session, then I get completely drained out, and there's a lot of financial loss which I have to bear, because whenever I heal I have to bear financial loss. So I try to keep it to the minimum which I can earn back and repay the credit cards, because I buy a lot of crystals for healing, and all that comes from credit cards. So uh, sometimes I have to pay with cash, then loans I have to pay with credit card. Then so it's like I have to maintain it at a level that I don't have to borrow a lot of money from the family or from loans, because every time I make a video or I do healing I have to send out money, because my karma is over from my past life. So this is a bonus life I had, because my children were left behind from past life, and my soulmate was left behind from past life. So this is a bonus life where I was sent to pick up all my soul fragments and release souls, spirits whose relatives are in heaven and they wanted their relatives back. So that was my contribution for earth, that I have to send them back. And what I realized after coming is that there was a mission before this to change the education system of earth in a past life, and that is also incomplete. So to change the education system of earth into a positive compassionate system is also one of my life purposes.